magic show dinner. I'm thinking an intimate candlelit dinner behind this mysterious red velvet curtain, and then there will be this charismatic magician who's interweaving amongst the different tables, performing close-up magic tricks.
My name is Sanjeev. I am a professional magician based out of San Francisco, and I've been doing magic for over a decade. I've performed on TV, like when I was the youngest magician to fool Penn and Teller on their show Fool Us. I've headlined Las Vegas stages, and I've performed at companies around the country. I was connected to Addie, who told me first about this really crazy creative project of trying to integrate magic in a cohesive and natural way to a multi-course dinner menu. And right from the beginning, I thought this was going to be super exciting to hear how the different courses were going to be feeding into the different suits. Addie had this idea of going one course to line up with each suit. So we're beginning with the hearts, then we're going to go into the diamonds, and then the spades, and then the clubs. So playing cards have a super rich history, right, from the tarot days, where each suit has a representation, both emotionally and spiritually.
The guests will be welcomed outside of this red velvet curtain with an opening magic act and a fun color-changing cocktail. It's going to be a play on a French 75. Butterfly pea simple syrup will change colors when I pour in gin, lemon juice, and Prosecco.
We're going to start with some color-changing cards that ends with a cute welcome to the bistro moment. So we have card magic right up front, and then they enter through this red curtain. They're going to enter this whole other world where they see, these two rooms that are going to be set up with these tables. People get seated at their tables, and then over the course of these 4 different courses, we're going to have 4 different arrays of magic. We're going to start with the hearts. I'm going to do something that's going to be themed around connection, specifically a moment that lets the people around the table really come together, sort of get introduced to each other, and participate in a moment of magic all at once, where we're going to see this X drawn on one person's hand be fist bumped all around the circle, give everyone a moment where they can interact with each other, and end up on someone's completely different person's hand.
The first course will be a thinly pounded tuna carpaccio on top of a toasted milk bread and green olive pesto. It's then going to be finished off with some olive oil and fresh chives.
We're going to then proceed into the diamonds and move towards magic that showcases this idea of wealth and value. We're going to begin with something with dollar bills, where these $1 bills change into $20 bills and then are handed out to be examined by people around the table. And then we're going to proceed into a moment with someone else's item of value. We're going to use a ring that someone has brought. We're going to be able to play a game between 2 hands where people are trying to figure out where the ring is. And in the end, the ring teleports onto my own keychain that someone's been holding on to since the beginning.
And for the diamond course, I'll be serving beet-dyed raviolis filled with ricotta. It'll be tossed in a sage brown butter sauce and finished with Parmesan and balsamic glaze.
And then we proceed to the spades. Spades is all about intellect, wisdom. And so we're going to play with that with a demonstration of false memories, using a trick called the Ace of Spades trick, where someone's goal is to choose the Ace of Spades, even though it's not even in the deck, but it ends with what ends up being a completely different trick, actually, with a whole different card that ends up being separated from the cards and ends up with the card box transforming into something totally different.
And for the last savory course, I want guests to be transported into a cozy French bistro with a classic steak au poivre. Seared New York strip will be accompanied by a green and black peppercorn sauce and sauteed black morel and maitake mushrooms.
The climax of the courses, which is going to be the dessert, it's going to be themed around the clubs, which is going to be a metaphor for inner strength and growth. We're going to get all quieter, try to shift the atmosphere a little bit, and create this moment where someone thinks of a mentor, thinks of a person that they would go to for advice, for guidance. They're going to be focusing on the name of this person. They're going to share it with a few other people around them, and they're all going to make these decisions, these intuitive, subconscious decisions that end up being bang on correct. And the reason they're able to successfully make this decision is not only because they were trusting their intuition, but because this piece of paper they've been holding onto the entire time, when placed over a lighter, actually reveals the name of the person that they've been thinking of. I think it's going to be a really eerie, a really surreal moment to close off the dinner on.
And finally, for dessert, I'll be serving a black sesame panna cotta, which will be sitting in a pool of strawberry coulis, topped with fresh strawberries, dark cherries, and edible clover leaves. So after the sit-down dinner, everyone will move into the living room for one final performance. Sanjeev has left this performance a surprise to me, so I'm really excited for what's in store.
I think it's going to be a moment where all the guests at this event, along with myself and Addie, will get to celebrate the event we've put together. We'll get to celebrate Addie's thought, attention to detail, effort in terms of putting together this event, and create a moment that highlights serendipity, right? That really highlights the fact that whatever actions we've all taken in our individual lives, all those actions have brought each one of us together to this moment, this piece of magic in front of this group of people. A group of people that, has never been together in this capacity before and might never be together in this exact capacity again. Addie, could you please hold just the two handles with your cube inside? Be careful. Could you hold it up in the middle so everyone can see and give that bag a shake? I think everyone heard that. Addie, could you reach inside and pull out the one thing that's inside and show everyone?
Oh my god.
Your Rubik's Cube is now trapped inside a glass bottle. No way out. Let me show you this. Really looking forward to the event. I think this has been a unique creative challenge unlike any other, because it's not just about the magic, it's not just about the food, it's about creating a cohesive, combined experience that's greater than the sum of its parts. A never before array of food with a never before array of magic coming together into an event that's very one of a kind.